Hello and welcome to another video. Today, guys, we're back at my sketchbook, and I was thinking of my OC Cricket. I don't know if you guys know Cricket. If you're new to my videos, you might not know Cricket. This is Cricket. He's one of my OCs, and he used to live on a farm when he was younger. And I was thinking about him a little bit because I'm writing a werewolf AU of him where all his family is dead. And I was like, well, what if he really got into gardening as a way to connect with his family after they've all passed on due to bullshit drama reasons that have to do with that werewolf AU. So I wanted to draw Cricket gardening today, so I have a bunch of references, and that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be drawing him in these pink and blue high-tech Cs. Technically, this one is a Pilot G-Tech C4 because they stopped making high-tech Cs and they just renamed them Pilot G-Tech 4s for some reason. But yeah, this is a blue high-tech C, and it's in 0.3, and then this is the Pilot G-Tech C4, and it's in 0.4. So they don't make, the high-tech Cs were different because they were in 0.3, and these ones are 0.4. And there's a little bit of a difference. It's like a millimeter, but sometimes I'm still like, I feel the difference. But yeah, anyway, it's been a while since I've done pink and blue sketches. For a while, I used to really love sketching in pink pencil and blue pencil, and like going over them and stuff like that. It's been a really long time since I've done any pink and blue sketches. I used to do them in pen also, so we're just going back to that. So that's what we're gonna be doing today, you guys. And that's why the page is blank. It's been a while since I feel like I sketched for you guys. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna start with the pink as the base color, just because I feel like it's a bit more forgiving when I put the blue over top of it. I'm not really great at drawing from reference and talking at the same time, so I might get quiet a little bit in this video, but I'm gonna try my best to talk at the same time. I have my references off on the side of the screen. I'm not going to show them to you guys just because I feel weird showing pictures in videos because I don't know the sources, especially like photos, because like, you know, photography is like its own thing for like art, and I don't want to steal anybody else's art if I don't know where it comes from, so I'm not going to show the references. But just know I just looked up gardening pictures on Google. So we're going to start with this one. He's like kneeling down, the guy's like kneeling down and like working in the dirt, I guess. And I'm actually going to try and like go a little bit slower with these. Usually when I do sketches, I feel like I rush a lot. And so I would like to go just a little bit slower today. But like I said, I'm not great at drawing from reference and talking at the same time. I wish this guy's shirt wasn't so loose. It makes it kind of hard to see where his body is. But I'm doing my best. You can kind of see his other shoulder, his torso should go more like down like this. I don't think that's right, but that's okay. It's a bit of an awkward pose because he is like bent at the waist. Sorry, I'm trying to think of how to break up this body. Like I said, I kind of wanted these to be nice, but now I'm just like, I actually just want the pose to be readable. This part should be... I've been thinking about this werewolf AU like a lot lately. Like so much so that I'm thinking about making it like the actual story. I'm still not 100% sold on it because I feel like I just might be in an infatuation stage with this part of the story. How does this shoulder go? I don't know. I'm just gonna draw it, I guess. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I think I'm just sort of kind of in an infatuation stage with the story at this point. So I don't want to get too attached to it because then I might like lose interest in like a week. I mean, it's been longer than a week, but I've been obsessed with like story ideas for longer than a week before. So I'm trying to not get too attached to it if I decide to ditch it later. But it's been a lot of fun working on it. Yeah, so that's basically why I'm trying not to make it like the actual story. Oh, that like looks weird. And the other one is right there too. I suck at drawing full bodies, you guys. This is also why I wanted to do this, because it's been a while since I feel like I've drawn like a full body that like looked any sort of like nice or good or anything like that. Not to say that I don't feel like my art is good. Sometimes I feel like that, but mostly I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, mostly I just feel like I haven't drawn any full bodies. So I'm trying to do that here. I want to draw him in a tank top. But it's going to be hard because his arm is like way off. It looks weird. That shoulder is like weird. Because that guy's shirt is strange. That's not how his arm goes. His shirt is just like loose. And so it makes his chest look bigger than it is. And I drew that by accident. I actually don't know how to draw a tank top. I'm thinking... putting off the tank top because I don't know what I'm doing. He's gonna be wearing gloves. I had an idea for what I want the outfit to be. It's like this tank top and then like overalls kind of. Technically, Cricket is always supposed to be wearing overalls. He wears like a hoodie and like overalls that he wears as like pants and it clips over the hoodie. I just never draw overalls. I always draw them in pants because I forget to draw the overalls, you guys. And not that they're like hard to draw or anything, but I just always forget. And I could draw them in overalls now. I probably am going to. I'm just trying to think of this tank top. I don't know what I want to do. Because I'm like, where does the sleeve go? And I'm like, is it a loose tank top? Is it like more of like a shirt than a tank top? I don't know. I wanted it to be a tank top, but I'm not really great at drawing tank tops from the side, I'm discovering. I don't even know how you would draw. Well, I guess I can draw the overalls. They should be really loose, like, because that's how they go. I've never seen a tight pair of overalls, really. Because that part goes like this. He's not wearing overalls without a shirt because I think that's silly. I think that's silly. I mean, I guess it could be attractive in some way, but I don't know. I mean, if you're working like in the dirt, I don't think the point is like to be attractive. Also, would you wear overalls if you were gardening? I don't think so. Some of the people are wearing like pants, which I understand. This guy in particular, in this reference I'm looking at, is wearing shorts. It's more like a home garden. I feel like if you're like a farmer, you probably wear pants more, just as like protection or something. I don't know. And I don't know what he's got like a little tiny hoe in his hand or whatever, shovel. I don't know. And I don't know what he's doing with it because it's like in the grass. It's like hidden by plants. So I don't actually know what he's doing with it. But I know that he's holding it and it's like, the angle of it is strange. Am I going to be drawing the plants? Hell no. No, I'm not drawing any plants today. Because I'm lazy. Anyway, that's that one. Let's just go ahead and add some. I don't know if I want to draw them in pink first and then just go over it with blue towards the end. I think that's what I'm going to do. I just feel like it'll make more sense. I think. But there's that one. Hooray, we did one. Maybe I should draw some plants or dirt there. Oh no, I'm not gonna. I said I wasn't gonna, and I'm not gonna. I'm being lazy. Okay, we'll draw this one. This is not really a picture of anybody sort of kind of gardening, but it's like this lady, and she's like bent backwards, like her back hurts, like she's stretching out her back. But she is surrounded by plants, like she was gardening, and so she's like tilting her head back to, and like, you know what I mean? So, like she's just stretching her back out, and so we'll just draw Cricket doing that too. I just realized I picked a lot of side profile pictures, and that's probably my weakest angle, honestly. It used to be 3/4 view. I used to be really bad at 3/4 view, and I'm still not great at it, you guys. But I feel like I've gotten better at 3/4, and now side profile's back to being my worst of the views. And the way her hands are, it's hard to see how that body is angled. But I'm gonna do my best. I feel like I should be exaggerating like the pose a little bit and just like making his chest jut out a little bit more so that way you can see that he's actually like really stretching his back. But I'm not great at that. Like this looks weird, I feel like. But the arm is like really forward. There's a reason why I like to work on AUs, because I feel like it helps you with characterization for your OCs. Like, I never would have thought of making Cricket a guy who's into gardening. I mean, he was always supposed to be from like a farming family, like a big family that works on a farm, but he doesn't in canon, the original story anyway. Those arms are so fucked up. They look weird. It looks so fucking weird. Anyway, it's fine. I think it's because I have the angle wrong, but I don't know. In like the college version of them, he left the farm to go to college. I don't think he wants to be a farmer in that story. I honestly, truly do not. But in the werewolf AU, his whole family was sort of taken out for various reasons. And I don't know if he wants to be a farmer, but he moves back to the small town because werewolves have to take place in a small town, you guys. I don't make the rules. They just do. But he moves back to the small town, not to take over the farm, but to fix up the farmhouse, and he just starts gardening as a way to feel closer to his family. And I feel like I would like to try to incorporate that into like the more canon of the stories. Like I said, I don't know what exactly is going to be canon quite yet, but I feel like him as a gardener would be really cute because it doesn't actually really sort of fit his personality. He's kind of erratic and all over the place, and he talks a lot. So you wouldn't think a guy like that would like sit down and be quiet and just like convene with nature, I guess. And so I always like stuff that's like got a lot of juxtaposition in that sort of way. So I think it would be cute if he was a gardener. This is not what overalls look like, but that's fine. None of this makes any sense. Okay, there's that one. I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite. I don't really like any of these right now. The one thing about getting like a really small sketchbook is that there's a lot less space to work with, which is kind of the point, right? Like, that's the reason why I switched to the small one, because I was kind of sick of working really large in the one that I was using prior to this. But then I remember, oh, I don't really like smaller sketchbooks that much because there's not as much space to work with. And I like having a lot of space to work with because I like to make little comics. And I feel like when you have more space on the page, it's easier to do that. Completely forgot what I was going to say. I have something about a smaller sketchbook. I try to work in smaller sketchbooks sometimes because I do sometimes get sick of having all of that space. Or I'm like, there's too much space here. It takes me longer to finish the sketchbook. And then I'm like, we'll just use a smaller one next time. And then as soon as I get in the smaller one, I'm like, I wish the sketchbook was bigger so I had more space to do things. It's like, but you wanted to do less things. That's true. I did want to do less things. I say I want to do less things, you guys. I don't want to do less things. I just say things. And they're just not true. And it's so funny because I'm saying them to myself. It's like, why are you lying to yourself, buddy? You don't want to do less stuff. I don't know what it is. But just in my brain, I'm like, I want to do less. And then as soon as I have the ability to do less, I'm like, this is not enough. I need more. It's a very strange juxtaposition. These hands are not nearly close enough. Like they are in the reference. I'm so bad at using reference, you guys. I think it's because I always use it as like I'm always looking at it as a line drawing. I have trouble following the shapes of a reference. I don't know how to find shapes. I'm just looking at the lines, which is not right. This pelvis is sort of kind of shrink because he's supposed to be like bent over. Like this leg comes out here. I kind of don't want it to touch the other one. I mean, it's gonna. Just by the way that I drew it, but that's fine, I guess. That leg goes up there. His knee is actually in between his arms right here. Also a reason why it's really hard to draw from reference for me, because I'm like, I don't know where's the rest of his leg? And it's like, it's underneath there. I was like, I can't see that. I struggle to fill in the shapes. There would be less to draw if I would just stop being lazy and draw the plants. I probably will end up drawing the plants. That leg should go up there further. Well, actually, no. I guess the pelvis actually goes further now. It kind of looks like he's sitting on his own head. I'll draw the plants in a second. I know I said I was going to draw them, but I think I am, just so I can cover up some of the foliage. Or cover up some of the awkwardness of these poses. I guess maybe he should be smiling in some of these. Do I want to draw a guideline on his face? I don't want to. But I'm trying to make sure he's getting a looking down pose. I'm so terrible. If I don't draw the guidelines, I feel like the faces are always off. And they're not looking in the right spots. Everybody in these like photos, except for like the lady who was like, her back hurt or whatever for these references, they're all like smiling. And I get it. I think you're supposed to smile in like stock photos, but I mean, some people must be happy when they're gardening, or else it wouldn't be like a hobby for some people. But I just feel like being out in the hot sun and in dirt, and then your plants are not growing right, I just feel like that would be like a pain in the ass. I don't know if I would be smiling through stuff like that. But people must like it. I'm sure Cricket likes it too. Well, I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to draw him smiling here. I forgot to do his eyebrows. Sorry. It's very important to me that his eyebrows are darker than his hair for some reason. I just have to fill them in. I guess these overalls should actually be kind of loose. Does that make sense? We got the overalls. Would you wear tank top under overalls? It probably would have made more sense if I would have made it a t-shirt. Just for like sun exposure. I feel like you should not be wearing a tank top because of sun exposure when you're outside gardening. But it's too late now. I drew it as a tank top. I mean, I could probably fix it. I might end up fixing it. I don't know. I keep forgetting to draw his gloves. Gloves are important, you guys. You don't want to get your hands dirty. I think that's what they're for. What do you grow in like a garden for one? I guess it's for him and the other guys, the rest of his friends. But I don't really know what he would grow there. tomatoes, fruits. I feel like whenever you see somebody with a garden, they're usually growing vegetables. Or like strawberries. I feel like strawberries are pretty common. But also I don't really know anything about gardening, so that could be not true at all. The body is, it is that way, but the body is this way. Oh gosh. I draw like a straightforward body, I guess. That's kind of what it looks like. I was watching a YouTube video about how to make interesting poses by using rotation of 3 specific parts of the body, like the 3 focus points of the body, which is head, torso, and pelvis. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't think I really did well with that, absorbing the information in that video. I'm like, I think I am a little bit, I hate to call myself dumb because it's not very nice to say about yourself, you guys. But I think it's because I was watching it and not following along. I feel like if I followed along, I would have understood it better. I think I really struggle with like lessons for art and like conceptualizing it intellectually, if that makes sense. It's hard for me to understand. I think it might be because I don't know, maybe because I don't put it into practice as much. I think I try to learn art in the way that I learn everything else, which is basically just listening. I'm usually pretty like auditory learner, and sometimes I write stuff down and that helps me remember, but I don't think it really works that way with art. I think you really have to like do it. And so every time I like watch a video, I'm like, I think I'm absorbing what they're saying, but I don't know exactly how I'm supposed to apply it. That's probably where my issue comes in. It's like you just have to apply it by doing it. But I don't know, you guys. I think I struggle with that a lot. This guy already has overalls on, so that's convenient for me. That leg goes down like this. You can't really see it though, so I'm not going to draw it. He's got like a O in his hand. Oh, but the angle of the hand is off. Oh gosh, because it's supposed to be straight like that. That's not a straight line. Oh my gosh. I don't know why that was so curved. It's still super curved. What the hell? It should be a lot more on his shoulder. And I didn't draw it that way. Well, that's not gonna work. That's slightly better, I guess. It kind of looks like a baseball bat, which was not my intention. Funny thing is, I do have a ruler. I could just use a ruler, but I'm stubborn, so I'm not gonna. I think I don't draw the overalls hanging low enough, evidenced by this photo that I'm looking at. They actually come down really far. I should have drew him the t-shirt. This makes more sense. I think my brain was like, the t-shirt is not like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Cricket is not like an attractive guy, but my brain was like, should draw him like a sort of kind of what's it called? Calendar shoot, I guess, maybe kind of idea, kind of vibe. Where I feel like if this was in like a sort of, you know, like they did like those calendars they do for like firemen. I was like, well, I guess it would be like sort of the same kind of vibe, like photo shoot for like a farmer or like a gardener, I guess. But it doesn't make really any sense for Cricket because I'm not to say that he's not a little cutie. I think he is a little cutie, but in the story, I don't think he's very. It sounds so mean to say about my own characters, but like I don't know if he's supposed to be like really that handsome. I don't imagine that he is. I mean, I'm sure he's like cute enough, but like not like calendar worthy. But my brain was like, make him like super cute or attractive in this. I don't know why. I think that's where the TikTok came from. Not to say I don't like him. I do like him a lot. I think he's cute. But maybe not calendar photo shoot cute. Decidedly not calendar photo shoot cute. I had to fix that jaw. That jaw is like way off. I can't really fix it, but that's fine. Yeah, I think we'll just have to do this page because this video is getting sort of kind of long. Yeah, I've already been sketching for 30 minutes and I do want to do some hatching on these parts, so which is sad because I wanted to do the full spread. This is a little long in the tooth for me. So we're just gonna have to shorten it a little bit. We're just gonna go over the pink with the blue parts. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done pink and blue sketches like this. I feel like when you do it this way, it's sort of kind of the same idea of when you like sketch in like non-photo blue pencil and then you go over with graphite, except it's not really like that at all because I'm not scanning these and the blue will definitely show up. I don't know what the vibe is. I used to do this a lot and I actually really liked doing it and I haven't done it in a long time. Add some pink hatching to this back leg so that way it looks like it's a bit more in shadow because it's supposed to be further back. Oh, so cute. Why did I stop doing pink and blue sketches, you guys? They're so cute. Now that I'm only doing the one side, I kind of wish I had done it on the correct paper. Originally, I was planning for this to be a spread, so I was already working on my spread for today, and I had done like half of the spread already. And I was like, well, I don't want to work on that side of the spread because I'm going to do a full spread. I need to do a new page. And now that I'm not doing a new page, I kind of wish that I had done that on the original spread that I was supposed to go on, but it's fine. It's fine. That doesn't make me upset at all. I think I like this one. I was gonna say the most. Actually, I like this one the most, but I like his arms on this one. I think they look really skinny and little. And I know in this version he's supposed to be a werewolf, but I like how skinny his arms are here. Because he's supposed to be sort of kind of like a class clown. So I feel like he should be like a skinny little asshole type guy. Like a guy who's like, he talks big and stuff, but you're like, I could totally kick that guy's ass. And he probably just gets ass kicked a lot. And so I like that he's really little. So maybe this is him. Well, I wouldn't want to say that it's him before the thing with his family because he was like 17 when that happened. And I imagine like the werewolf AU, they're like 27, 28. I don't necessarily think that werewolves need to be like super big and buff or anything because they're like supernaturally strong. So I don't think you need to be like have muscles on to be like a werewolf. I know that they usually are depicted as like really muscly and stuff because that's like the way that people think of people who are very strong. They're like muscles on top of muscles and stuff. But I think if your strength comes from a mystical connection with the moon, I don't think you have to have that many muscles. But that's just me. Depends on how you think about werewolf lore, I guess. If you think about it in terms of like your body sort of kind of taking on like a physical change and becoming like the peak of like human like physicality, I guess you would have to be like sort of kind of muscly and stuff like that. But if you think of it less as like a physical thing and more of like a magical thing, I don't think you would need to have muscles to be a werewolf. A werewolf could look like anybody, I guess. At least during their like human part of their transformation. I feel like when you're like in wolf mode, it also depends on what kind of werewolf mode you kind of like believe in. Do you believe in like full shifter werewolf where they turn into like a wolf, or are you like a wolf man type guy where it's like clearly a man but like with like wolf, like a slightly wolfish appearance? I kind of like both of those things. I like when werewolves have like a full shift, and then they also have like the half man, half wolf shift. So yeah, I like both. When it comes to this story, they probably will do both of those things. Basically, I'm just saying I don't think that werewolves need to be like super buff and muscly, but I get why they're depicted that way. Also because it's like supposed to be like, ugh. Like I know for like movies and stuff, Hollywood, they're like, we want guys who like, and girls when they're werewolf, women when they're like attractive. So the werewolves have to be like peak human attractiveness or whatever. But that's just because, you know, movies and stuff. And also books. People like to read about pretty people too. Not to say that Cricket isn't pretty. Although I guess I did technically say that, didn't I? I said he wasn't pretty. Well, not that he wasn't pretty. Just that he's not like traditionally attractive, I guess. Do you guys have like different types of werewolf lore that you like? Well, not necessarily werewolves, but anything like vampires and stuff like that. Like I know people all have like their own sort of, not interpretations, but preferences when it comes to like vampire media and stuff. Like when it comes to vampires, I'm not like super duper strict about these things. Like telling vampires should not be able to go out in the sun, and I'm like, I don't really care. I understand why people don't want them to go out in the sun because like that's part of vampire lore, but I'm like, it's like really inconvenient for like storytelling purposes. If your characters are always like out in the dark and they can never get things done during the day. Maybe that's why I prefer like werewolves to vampires, because like a werewolf during the day is just like a guy or a lady, like they just go do stuff. But like as a vampire, you're just like super inconvenienced all the time. So I don't mind if people write vampires that can go out into the daytime. I'm trying to think if there's anything from like vampire lore, like werewolf lore, that I think like has to be there. I'm like, if you don't write that, you're not writing vampires. You're not writing like werewolves. I don't think there is, really. I don't even really think that the werewolf like shift has to be like uncontrollable, if that makes sense. Like I think they should be able to turn into werewolves whenever. Like if it's like a random Tuesday, I'm like, I would like to be a wolf now. I'm like, yes, that's super convenient. I guess though, I think the call of the werewolf should be stronger on the full moon. Obviously, you need that full moon lore for werewolves, or else then it's just like a shifter type thing, which are different things, you guys. Those are different. I guess maybe my one thing would be like they're like born werewolves and stuff like that, which I agree with. I think that makes sense. I don't know if I think that there should be like born vampires, because like how are you like born undead? That doesn't really make much sense. And then there's some people that write like conveniences like, well, they just stop aging at a certain age. I'm like opposed to it. Is Dracula born a vampire? I've never actually read Dracula, so I'm not entirely sure what the lore is for vampires in that sense. I'm sure someone will be like, you should read Dracula. I probably should. But I'm a scaredy cat, you guys. I try to avoid like horror media. I don't mind like werewolves and vampires and stuff, because they're not really scary in my opinion. I mean, they can make them scary, I'm sure. But I wouldn't really say that I view them as scary, because like they're just people. I'm sure there are more monstrous like depictions of werewolves and stuff. I guess in Harry Potter, the werewolves are kind of scary because it is uncontrollable and they are like killers. I mean, they would be scary if you like met a werewolf in like real life because that guy could kill you. But like a normal human could kill me. So it's like, what's the difference there? That's what I don't really get about like werewolf or like vampire romance or like, you can't be with me, I could kill you at any moment. It's like, yeah, so could anybody, dude. A human could kill me right now if they felt like it. It's actually not that hard to kill a person. It's actually very easy. So that sort of thing never really made sense to me, like werewolf or like vampire romance. It's like, it's so not good for you, I could kill you at any second. I know it's there for like angst. I never really liked angst for like angst's sake. Like angst sake. Sorry, that's really hard to say. Or really at all. Don't really like angst at all. It feels like sort of kind of melodramatic. I mean, I don't mind a little bit. But when it like drags out, I'm like, oh my god. Can we get past this? We get it. You're both sad and mad at each other. Get over it. But also then sometimes I'm like, that was too fast. Like I was reading Wolfsong. I think I talked about this. And there was a part in Wolfsong where basically the love interest had like left the MC for like 3 years. And then he came back and the MC was really mad at him. He was like, I cannot forgive you right away. And everybody was like, you have to forgive him. And I was like, it's been 3 days. He was gone for 3 years. I think he should be mad for a little bit longer. I think it's okay. Everyone was like, you gotta forgive him for the sake of the pack coming back together. And I'm like, I would be pissed off for forever. You don't understand. Because he was like, he told him not to leave like several times. He was like, don't go. Something bad happened. I don't want to give spoilers for Wolfsong because it's really good. You guys should read it. But that part pissed me off. Where I was like, you were gone for 3 years. It's been 3 days and you want him to forgive you. You want like the MC to forgive him. And I'm like, that's bullshit. That pissed me off so bad. I'm like, I would never forgive that guy. And he didn't even... I don't want to give spoilers for Wolfsong, you guys, but it pissed me off so bad. That part. I like the book a lot. I like that book. I like the book a lot, and I like the sequels to it too. It was really good, but that part was really frustrating for me. I was like, you're so stupid. Don't forgive him. Don't forgive him for that. Obviously he did, but I was like, it's been 3 days. I think he's allowed to be mad for a little bit longer. I guess if you think about it, he's been mad about it for 3 years, because they've been gone for 3 years, and they're like, they didn't get over it, because they were supposed to come back eventually, and they did, but, so he's been mad for 3 years. So if you think about it like that, he's already had years to be mad at him. But I'm like, no, I want to be mad to your face a little bit longer. So yeah, I don't like angst, but I also don't like it when it's so contradictory. It's like, I don't like when they're mad at each other or like upset, and then I'm also like, well don't forgive him too fast now. Be a little bit mad, be a little angrier. Maybe I was just mad personally because I was like, I felt like the love interest shouldn't have left either. I was also like, it doesn't make sense to leave. Why are you leaving? And it was pissing me off also. I mean, maybe I was projecting too much. Because I was like, that's so stupid. Why would you go? But I do recommend them. They're very good. They're good books. Alright, you guys. That's my page full of crickets. My blue and pink crickets. I think they're not really cute. You guys, I don't know. Something about a blue and pink sketch is just like, hits the spot for me. It's been a long time since I've done them. And now I remember why I love them so much. They're a lot of fun and they look really cute. And it just, I don't know. It makes things look a little bit more deliberate, if that makes sense. So it's like it covers up some of like the guidelines. Not all of them, obviously. But enough of them to where I feel like that's good. That's good stuff. I don't know. Something about the pink just makes it sort of kind of blend to the background a little bit. It just makes them a little bit more readable, if that makes sense. Anyway, these were a lot of fun, you guys. I wish I could have done the other page too, but this video is already hella long, I can already tell. So I hope that I can do more of these in the future because I forgot how much I like them to do these. So yeah, thank you guys so much for spending this time with me. I will go ahead and see you in the next one. Bye!